Blimey, I can't seem to escape the wind on the microphones. It's not a boat, it's not a car, it's a bloody house. It's mine. Welcome to the Rascals Retreat. This is my new house that I've purchased, and I thought I would do a video because it's a little bit of an emotional day for me today, and I thought in true Rascal style we'd do the house review. So today is the 20th of May. I've had Norfolk Yacht Agency come round on Indeed to do a full appraisal of the boat. They're very keen on listing it. So keen, in fact, they said, can we get it on the website later today with a photo of the boat? I said, sure. So I'm going to be moving off just as soon as possible. This is all my gear that I've so far taken off. The reason why I can't move into my house, I haven't got a bed. You see, when you live on a boat, the bed's built in. You can't take it with you. So unfortunately, I'm stuck at the moment, and I've paid for a mattress, but that's not in stock, and I'm waiting for the bed people to call me to say it's ready for collection. And the base that I've ordered online, because I'd like to do things differently, I want to actually test the mattress in person, but if I can get a decent cheap deal on a bed base elsewhere online, all the better. But that's waiting for a delivery slot as well. So I've said to NYA, 7 to 10 days, I hope I've got my bed sorted. So it will then head off round to their sales pontoon, and you'll be able to look online and find out all the specifications. And if you're interested in buying the boat, it will be there. But I'm kind of doing this in reverse order. So I will do a kind of final walkthrough of the boat. But this is all my worldly possessions. And I'm not sure if I should be a bit sad that in sort of 42 years, this is basically what I've amassed. And all those bin bags is basically life jackets and beddings and pillows and everything else. But when I left London, I took what I needed and I left the rest to house clearance because I knew I wouldn't need it, like a bed or whatever, wardrobes. So all of the things you take for granted when you live in a property, I've got to start from square one. So, the sofa, the telly stand, the dining room table, the beds, the mattresses, the wardrobes, everything I've got to go and buy afresh. But before I do any of that, what I want to do, and what I'm working on and keep driving here, it's about an hour and 50 minutes a drive each way, is to start moving stuff around, because before I start buying furniture, other than the bed, I need to get the carpets changed. They're coming around to measure next Thursday. I've got a painter decorator that's going to come round and have a look and tell me, because I want this all painted and done. But before we do that, we're 3 minutes into the video. Let's do a tour. Let's have a look at this place. This is a 1930s 3-bed detached property in Lincolnshire. And it was owned by the previous owner since 1976. And sadly, her husband had died in 2016, leaving her here on her own. But her sons were close by. An elderly lady, sadly also suffering from the early onset of dementia. So she had to, couldn't keep it, this big sort of place. Now for me, it's perfect. It's not too big, it's not too small, and it has all of the things I wanted ticked. So I don't want a huge big garden. It hasn't got a huge big garden. It's got a garage, it's got a conservatory, it's detached, and I wanted at least 2 bedrooms, but 3 would be great. And I've got an office extension here as well, which is nice. So let's go and have a look. So this is obviously originally would have been the dining room, and that would have been a wall, and there would have been a chimney and a fireplace. Story goes, in the 80s at some stage, Sonny was here stoking the fire, got a bit carried away, fire took hold. Net result was, that's why this ceiling is different to that ceiling, and they decided, well, if we're going to have all this done, we might as well make it into an open lounge diner, which was nice. I like the solid oak doors because they don't need to be painted and they're relatively new. I'm not sure on the kitchen area though with this. This is of its time, isn't it? Kitchen area, small, but again practical. I haven't got a big family to worry about or anything. A gas-powered Rayburn. So no solid fuel messing around, not oil. independent controls for the cooker and the boiler. So this does the central heating as well. But what's nice is that the previous owner didn't just rely on this as their sole means of cooking. I've also got a little 2-burner hob, a built-in fan-assisted oven and a built-in microwave. So it's really in nice order. Solid granite worktops, no less, which is also very nice. So clearly not the most scrimped on kitchen, not the most wow kitchen. What is amazing is people still have like incandescent light bulbs. It's got a full solar PV system on the roof, and I'll be taking advantage of the remaining time left on the feed-in tariff. I'm moving to a different energy supplier, Octopus, for gas and electric. I've taken all my food off of the boat, and it's amazed me how much I'd got. And also then looking and going, seem to have a thing for cooking sauces, baked beans and fish paste. But anyway, so this is the kitchen. I'm sorted here. I've got, me blah blah pod machine, not good for the environment, but anyway, a slow cooker, a blender. Got to have a blender when you move in, innit? It's like getting married. There you go, son. Here's a blender. Not sure about how that's going to be used, but I'm getting there, bit by bit. So should we go outside? Let's go outside. Oh, this is going to be difficult on the phone to do one-handed. Right, there we go. Right, this is the conservatory. It needs new blinds, and it's this horrible polycarbonate stuff, which is just not the best way to go. So I think I'm going to have this done as an insulated, roofed kind of thing, probably plaster the brickwork there. This has been painted. It's very much a conservatory. Down the road might knock this through to just have this as more of an open space. Have some of the tiles done. I don't particularly like this design, nor the fact there's so many loose ones. This is more junk and detritus that you collect, obviously. And in coming through here into the extension, which they used as an office, but is crying out more as a utility room. So as you can see, it's quite long. Loads of cabinetry here, a worktop here, and a view out the front there. Now, what I did think about this space is I could rip all this out completely, remove the chimney breast, and have this as a completely self-contained, because it's got its own entrance here and the door here as well. And have this as basically a little self-contained Airbnb let to basically make some money and make some good use of it. Other ideas have been a larger downstairs loo and then knock through into here and open up the whole area. So you've basically got this wall, that wall gone, and you'd walk into here and it would just be like the dining room, the kitchen and everything, and it'd be all in one big space. Let's have a look outside because it stopped raining. Keys for the outside. Keys for the outside. Right, there's so many keys. And because when you've just bought a property, you get into used to what the hell these keys are. Have we struck lucky? We have. So this is the garden area. As you can see, it's mature and it's just a little bit out of control. So I'm not really into gardens and gardening, but maybe I will be persuaded and changed. But there's a raised pond over here, garden shed that needs removing, and a barbecue area. A separate detached garage with power, an electric roller blind, not blind, door thing. And then the garden continues down here into like the arid section. And then all the way round to the front of the property here. So there we go. So a nice space, but not too big, which is just the way I like it. Okay. Back here. Good. Right. So let's head on upstairs. So again through here and into the hallway. Now originally this door here would have been straight into the kitchen, but they reduced the size of the kitchen to have a downstairs loo, and it's a large downstairs loo because normally they're quite, you know, pokey, but this one goes right around the corner. There's the loo there. Obviously coat hooks there as well, so that's rather nice. That's the scary cupboard, suffering from the plaster degrading, so that needs some replastering. The decor, very much of the time, you know, lovely condition, just not my taste. So I think I'm going to go for quite a feature wall on here. Then the most downside of the property is this bathroom. It's not very big and it's rather horrible. It's not even got a full-size bath, it's only a small bath. So I think again in here, this is the airing cupboard and stuff. So the idea being that this is going to go, which will come up to this wall here. And then in this bedroom, which I'll show you properly in a sec, this built-in cupboard, bring this wall in here as well. And then that will increase the size of the bathroom, probably get rid of the bath and just have a large shower and just you know, completely remodel it and do it nice. So let's have a look at this bedroom here and the vista outside. Right, okay, sorry, what happens when you're filming and you're using a phone and someone calls you, it stops the filming. So here we are in the back bedroom. This is the view outside. As you can see, it's, yeah, whatever. I haven't actually measured up this monstrosity, which was probably been fabulous, and it's very expensively, you know, it's not flimsy, you know, it's probably like Sharp's bedroom or something, you know, back in the 80s would have been like, wow, we've got all this. Not my cup of tea now. I've even thought if I stripped it and repainted it, but I'm thinking about a built-in along this wall here with glass sliding doors. So this needs to be disposed of. But I'm not sure, as I say, if this is slightly larger than this bedroom here. This is the landing area. But this bedroom here, I actually prefer the vista. This is the front garden area, which is crying out for that driveway. Well, a driveway to be created. Keeping this as a pedestrian access, and then from sort of here on, make a nice little thing here, keeping the silver birch. But then this here can be for putting the cars on. Very odd, another feature about this house, all the lights are just over the window. They're not in the middle of the room. I don't quite understand that. It's like, I just don't understand it. Because it means that over here is not going to be equally lit. Oh, it's a bit echoey. So yes, nice room this. And then this is the little box room, because you can't have a 30s house without a nice little box room. And it really is a box room. And I'm not sure what to do with this. I don't think this is going to really be guest accommodation. I think I'm just going to have a little office up here if I don't utilise that extended space on the ground floor that we showed earlier. But reminds me of my aunt and uncle's house down in Shoreham, which was a bungalow, and he had all of this with all his whiskey jugs. He collected whiskey jugs. So yeah, interesting with the sliding doors. Don't really like them, to be honest with you, but obviously rather good with space saving. So yeah. Really sturdy staircase. No giving this. No creaks. So there we are. Now it's time to turn it into a home. So all of the fun and games of choosing a carpet. Christ, carpets. It's not just the colours. How thick do you want your underlay, sir? You know, do you want nylon, wool mix, polypropylene, polyester? Oh, anyway, that's all fun to have. It is all fully double glazed, which is nice, because I did worry in the estate agent's particulars. It didn't mention that. It also didn't mention the solar system on the roof. But yes, it is not the best double glazing, but it's not the worst. It's sort of somewhere in between. But it is draft free and quiet, which is nice. And I think I'll change these curtains so they're more into the bay. And that doesn't go anywhere. That's blocked off. So that might be a nice little feature. There are a small couple of niggles, like you turn the lights on in here and both the wall lights come on and this, and that looks awful. And it would just be nice if you could have these on separately to this, which wouldn't be so much of a problem unless, well, it would be. And I don't know if I can really be bothered to have all of this sort of, you know, done all the wiring and the expense and thing just to have an extra light switch to turn them off individually. I think what I'll probably do is replace the fitments and just have a dimmable, go all LED, and then just dim it down and just have some sort of freestanding lights. Just a bit of a shame. And also it's weird that that's got it and then this hasn't got it, so it's not quite as tied together. But I just noticed both curtains either end are the same. So there you are, there's the new house. I'm now gonna do some work here, go back to Brundall, and then I'll probably do a video about the boat. The only issue I've got is I can't do very long videos on my phone because I just haven't got the storage capacity on the phone. So I'll try and kind of transfer this to my iPad, free up some space on my phone, because I'm living in the Apple eco bubble where I can't just bung in an SD card into the phone and go, well, hey, there's a free load more storage. No. And I can't really be bothered to pay for all this extra iCloud storage either. So there we are. But anyway, thank you for watching. This is a new adventure, obviously, big thing, new town again, big leaps I keep doing. I'm sort of slowly sending myself further north. So left London, bought a boat, got her to Norfolk, spent 3.5 years in Norfolk, and now moving on to Lincolnshire into a new house, and yeah, a whole new adventure begins. But finally, this does mean that I may well be, you know, a little bit more away from the Broads and therefore more eager to go on boats and more able to do things like editing videos. I can't wait to get my computer set up again, and which is somewhere in one of these boxes. And then be able to actually edit videos and produce content properly rather than just on a mobile. So for those of you that are like, Jesus Christ, Rob, we've had enough of the cars, all right, you haven't been on the water for very much. This was supposed to be a kind of boating channel. Fear not. Just wait patiently. Look, even here, I've got some wires and camera bits and stuff. It's all waiting to become something. So anyway, from here, for now, thanks for watching. And this is the start of something new. And so, in reverse order, here we are back on Independence. And this is what I'm going to miss. Because I know this is a cliche to say you're so much in tune with nature, but you know, we're suffering some reasonably high winds at the moment across the country, and you really feel it and experience it far more on board a boat, moving and, you know, being pushed against the quay. You're aware of the seasons more, and the noises, the geese, the ducks, the comings and going of people and boats and so on. Whereas when you're in a home, you kind of miss all of that. You're shielded, insulated from it. But also the peace and tranquility here. The feeling of sort of, you're away from everyone else. You're just here. And, you know, the majority of people obviously keep their boats here just for holidays and enjoyment rather than living on them. But let's talk about the boat. So, as you can see, I've removed almost everything from here, all under here, the storage areas, the bike's gone. And it just feels, obviously for you watching, it doesn't mean anything. But for me, you know, normally there's all stuff here and, you know, it has that lived in kind of feel, and now it doesn't. And then as we come in, I've got to take a couple of heaters with me, a few personal effects, cushions are coming, the rug's staying. But yeah, again, it's sort of stripped of who I am, and it's returned back to how the boat was, you know, back in those days of buying it in Plymouth. And just coming in here, the twin cabin. Again, devoid of all my possessions and stuff. This was like the storage space when I was sort of living here full time. Forward cabin again, much the same. Devoid of everything. Took ages pledging all the wood, cleaning all the windows. The TV that I fitted, I was going to keep it there, but I'm not. I've taken that away because I kept the way I engineered it, that this could remain. And then the next owner, all they need to do is plug an aerial in, put a bracket on there. There's the socket that's been changed for power. There's the feed from the satellite system as well. Or not. If they don't want a TV there, just shut it off. It's cleverly done that. So, but the bathroom, polished all the granite, cleaned all the mirrors, cleaned the basin, cleaned all the chrome. So even cleaned down in the engine room. Oops. Might as well just show you the engine room. Not that you'd really know, it's an engine room after all. But yeah, so I'm leaving the tube heaters down there, but just generally, you know, hoovering it out, cleaning down in the bilges and so on. Normally these boats have Caterpillar engines. This has the lighter weight Yanmar's 500 horsepower each, and that also means that I get a third fuel tank. So usually the boats that have the heavier Caterpillars have about 2,000 litre capacity. This one has about 2,500 litre capacity. So yes, nice engine room this, gonna miss that. Don't get that sort of space on most boats, all lit up nicely like that, do you? And of course, the galley area, the microwave, ceramic hob, fan assisted oven, dishwasher, washer dryer, fridge freezer. All of this is what made living on this boat full time so enjoyable. I didn't have to go to the laundry. I didn't have to worry about, or you know, continuous cruisers that have to think ahead and either be on shore power when they do their laundry, or go to the laundrette. Need to do the laundry. There we are. Another heater I've got to remember to take. So basically I'm living out of a suitcase here. Everything else pretty much all gone. Gonna miss this view out the window. Lovely to wake up and go, what's going on in the world today? Or be rudely awoken by a goose tapping at the glass, thinking, come on, feeding time. But she's a lovely boat, and I have loved every moment on it. I think what I will do as well is do a separate video just kind of talking about what's it like living on a boat. Is it something you should do? Is it something you should not? The pitfalls, the costs. I will just say this. That house that we saw is costing less to run than this boat just kept here. When you add in the tolls, the insurance, the mooring fees and the electricity that I use, it costs me around about just under £6 a year. And that can be more if you go somewhere, or if you use more diesel for your heating than another year. So you've got to factor in your diesel as well into that. Obviously this boat doesn't have gas. So, but as I say, personally speaking, I've bloody loved the experience. And everybody seems quite excited. Oh, well done, Rob, getting a house. Oh, you know, woohoo. And me personally, it's like, yeah, no, it's good. It's just good. But the boat, I don't know. Maybe it's something about living on the water. The fact that, you know, it's a boat. It keeps you safe. It floats. You look after it. It looks after you. Houses tend to just sort of stay there, you know. Look after the garden, improve them now and again. So yeah. So there we are. That's what's going on with me. So 7 to 10 days time, I'll be off. And this will be on the market, and someone else will come and take her on adventures. And usually, I suppose, the type of person that will be interested in buying this sort of boat is going to be someone who wants to go places, or who has a larger family and they want nice big accommodation for them. But she's not sexy, she's not especially fast, she only does about 20 knots flat out, maybe a little bit more, depending on, you know, what's going on with the tide. But she's just so solid and safe. And really nothing's gone wrong. You know, I've had the odd problem, the water pump and so on and so forth, but, you know, mechanically, you know, take little boat Trixie, for example, the amount that had to be spent on and sorted and dealt with compared to this, you know, small boat, more issues, large boat, less issues. But anyway, I'm going to stop going on. I'm rather hungry. I'm going to do some food. I've just driven back. And if you have been watching, thank you very much. As I say, I'll try and do some videos talking about my experience living on a boat. And also, as I say, I'll try and get out there on the water and do some more videos and stuff. Let's see how we go with that. But, you know, I still meet every now and again. I'm out and about, and someone will come and say, hey, you know, your video inspired me to buy a first boat and I regret it because of the costs. Or you might be a holiday maker that says, oh, do you remember when that year, that video you did? So it's good to have inspired and helped, and with these little blogs and stuff. But I'm not sure what I'm doing in the future once I've got up there full time. But we will see. But as I said, if you have been, thanks for watching. And I suppose I should also end on the note of more as it happens.